know that I normally don't go live on Sunday, but I've got to get these done because I don't know when else I will get them done. And I will be filming a little short after this just so that I can put the short up of actually having them done. But I tried to do this the other day, but of course I got the wrong size M&Ms. So, I had to correct that. And I have to change my thumbnail. I don't see it got downloaded, so hold on a minute, guys. It didn't get downloaded for a minute. Hi, Sandy. I thought I downloaded it. So as you guys could see, we got the, so shoe boxes done and delivered off. So hold on a second. I gotta change this thumbnail, or it just doesn't. It'll work. Just put up here. All right, so that should work. So now that the thumbnail is with the thumbnail that's supposed to be. So I have to get this done. I've got 40 of these little cups, or 39 of them, so I'm going to finish, and then we have a couple ornaments left over to work on, just some ideas I have to do with them. Now that should be updated. I don't know why it does that to my thumbnail, but it does it. Give everybody a chance to come on in. So, and I'll show people what we got from the shoebox people when we dropped it off. So we'll go live tonight, and then we'll go live tomorrow. I'm going to put those candles in the freezer and see what happens overnight. And we'll go from there. If it works, then we'll do the project tomorrow. If it doesn't, then we won't. Okay. All right. So what you're going to need for this project is the mini M&Ms or any kind of mini candy. You have to pay attention when you're doing this on the size of the hole that it's going to go in. So this is the end result. Okay. These are so cute. And I forgot the hairdryer, so I may have to go grab that. Because I have to see. I did rinse these out earlier with alcohol. I meant to grab the hairdryer. I'm gonna go grab it. But yeah. Hold on a second. Let me do this. Okay. So, but you'll need these. Give me a minute. I'm gonna go grab the hairdryer. I'm gonna put you on, and I'll be right back in a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. I knew there would be something I would forget. I just knew it. I had everything. I thought, wait a minute. I know I've forgotten something I was going to need back. And the reason I've got the hair dryer is because I put alcohol in them just to make sure that they're clean, because you're putting food stuff in. And I just want to make sure they're totally dry. And they've been drying for quite a while. But plugs all of these. So, hold on a second. Hood, please. I'm figuring this out. I've got another extension cord. I've got my phone plugged in, so we'll use that. And if I need my phone later, plug it in. So I would have some kind of hair dryer. Mine has a cooling setting to it. So, hopefully this is gonna work. So, it has a cooling setting to it, so I wouldn't use the hot because it's plastic, but I would use the cool setting, not the hot setting, which worked when I was doing it last time. So, I also got these Jet Puffs, a little M&Ms too. So I've got these. I've got these from last time. So both people are coming on in. Hi, New Horizons. Hi, Dan. Not anything. I use rubbing alcohol just to put inside of these, just to make sure that they're clean. I'm just using the hairdryer to make sure that they're totally dry before we put the M&Ms inside. They should be. So we dropped off the shoe boxes today. We got some coloring books. They gave us a little coffee cake. I'll save that if Josh buys bedside. They gave us a Christmas code, a little postcard, right? Yeah, diabetic Kevin. And a little like devotion, almost like a little Advent thing throughout the entire thing. So I may use this too as well, just to kind of do something with. But the Christmas code, a little bit about shining the light of Jesus, and just a business card, a bookmark, and then of course we got a shoebox. I will label this so I know that this is this year, but it says I've packed a shoebox. We actually packed 4 shoeboxes, which if anybody still wants to contribute, they can. And so we got this. I will put they didn't put the date on it this year, so I'll put the date on it so we know. But we packed 4 shoeboxes, and I'll probably put the amount of shoeboxes. Last year we did 2 shoeboxes. This year we did 4 shoeboxes. So I did put that short out for people to see. So that was done today. Yeah, the shoe boxes are for Samaritan's Purse. So they're going to somebody, some child in another country, or this, whatever, all around the world, that would not have anything else for Christmas. So I'm very thankful that we were able to do that. So again, you're going to need, you can use these, you just got these, and the candy. You're also going to need ornaments. I picked these up from Hobby Lobby. They're little mini ornaments. They're plastic. They were on sale 50% off. They're $8.99, but they were 50% off. When you're giving them to parents under the age of 3, you just need to let them know, listen, these little things can be a little choking hazard. So if I'm going to give them to anyone at Thanksgiving that has a little child, it's going directly to the parent so they can make sure that they can monitor these. So because these come off, we know little children and what they, what they shouldn't do and so forth. So it's going to go to some kind of adult so that they're aware. So just so you know, that. And I got these were $1.49, and I got these to put on the front. So they were 50% off. And then, of course, as a crocheter, you always have yarn left over. So I had green and sparkle yarn. So I got that to put on a little bow on it and so forth. So anyway, so I have a little stainless steel bowl. I'm going to bring it down so you can see what I'm doing. Stainless steel bowl. And we're gonna put all the stuff in here so that I can divide it up more evenly for the, and it's mixed better. So I'm gonna take a bowl and just dump. And I'll save this because I gotta show for the tutorial what I'm doing. That's trash. So this also extends it because depending on how many you're doing, it can become expensive. So this way it kind of and I think it kind of is cute in there to have kind of like the snowman stuff. And just so people know, these are great containers as well as Parmesan containers that you can take and wash out, clean out. And we have put baking soda in there to like put in the laundry and so forth. And these are great containers because they've got the pop top and you've got the one side or the other. And so we've kept them and been able to put baking soda in them to be able to put and like sprinkle on top of laundry and so forth. They're great for that. And so we'll start with these packs, and sometimes chocolate helps my migraine. So, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry that you're going through that. But we will be praying. I got into them a little bit because I had a really bad headache one day, and sometimes chocolate helps me, so I snitched them. So I'm going to save this one because I got to do the tutorial. Whatever I have left over, we'll just put it in the bag. And you could even take this and put it on top of, you know, be able to put it in like a thing for, you know, sprinkle it on top of your, what is it, on top of your, oh goodness gracious, on top of your hot chocolate. That would be good too, right? So just put them in. If you put them in here like this, then you can mix it better. And hopefully these fit in here. I'm thinking they are going to. It should. If not, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. They should fit in the hole, I'm hoping. Okay. They're all out of there. And then I've got like a tablespoon, so I can just mix them up. And I just thought the little marshmallows would be kind of like, it would be, you know, kind of like snow. That would look like it would be snow in there. That's what I thought. That up so that you get kind of a mixture. Try to, I think the M&Ms are heavier than the others, so when you're doing it, kind of pay attention if you've got enough. Now I have some paper so we can make a little funnel. So you're just going to make a funnel out of a piece of paper so that you'll make it, or if you had a tiny little funnel. But we're going to try to make a funnel just kind of enough to fit them, hopefully. That's my idea, because I don't really want to put this stuff one by one. And the marshmallow escaped, but that's okay. So you want it big enough to be able to fit in the hole and fit everything through. I'm gonna bring this over so I can do a sample and see. And hopefully it'll work. Just so you have enough. And you guys can put hashtag blessed in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. That should work. So just make a paper funnel so that you can, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. You don't want to do it very easily, do you? You gotta roll it up smaller. It doesn't look like it's gonna work. But you don't want it too small that you're not gonna be able to get everything in. So just enough, hopefully. I mean, this can kind of curve in a little bit. Hopefully it'll work. Well, let's snip it. See what happens. We may have to. Needs a smaller funnel. That's why I brought extra paper, because I wasn't quite sure how to do this. That's okay. We're going to figure it out. And then I'm going to take an M&M and try it. I think it'll work. Yes, it will. Thank you. So I've done all this, and now the M&Ms won't fit. Okay, let's see. So just fool around with some paper to make a paper funnel. And you may have to stick that in there. That's perfect. Now if I can get it not to unroll before I get the tape out, then we'll be good to go. Now you got your paper funnel. So that just sticks in there, and then you can put the M&Ms in. All right, this one I'm saving for the short tutorial. So when you're giving these out, I would just make sure you're giving them to a parent so that if they're needing to control it, then they can. Because they can always keep this. I don't know why that's not working now. Hold on, we're having a, there we go. You may have to work around that, but there we go. Okay, so we're gonna stick that over there for a minute. All right, I've got my hair dryer. I've got my M&Ms, I've got these things. My glue gun is on. And we're gonna start. And you guys can chit chat in the chat and connect with each other. That's the purpose. And it's warm in this corner right now for some reason. My little shot glasses out, and these are what you would need. There's 20 in a bag, so this is what you need as far as the shot glasses from Dollar Tree. So, and I used one already, so we got our shot glasses ready to go. So I'll put the shot glasses in this container with the little things so we don't get them all over the floor. They don't really matter because they're not going to be touched by food. So got our little shot glasses, and then just as a precaution, I'm just going to turn on my hairdryer because there's a little bit of alcohol from the rubbing alcohol. And when I did this before, you could see it. So you could see it. Well, my hairdryer works. I know that. Are you not going to work unless she... Just make sure it's on the cool. I have a cool setting, so you don't want the hot. And you're just going to take it, because I can see, I don't know if you can see what's happening, but there is some residue of the alcohol in there. If I turn it upside down and shake it, it'll come out. You just want to make sure it's dry. If you use the heat, then you're going to get it, but you'll see it evaporating in the things. I thought about doing, you could do these with soap and water and wash them out. My fear was that I was going to be in a position, if you did them with soap and water, you may not be able to get all the soap out. So just take it and just get some air in it, and you can see it evaporating. So you'll be able to tell when all of it's gone. I'm going to take this and just put it on heat for okay. I'm just going to move it to the heating setting for a second. That just makes sure, that ensures that it should be dry inside. Just take it, you can even shake it like this if you didn't have a hairdryer. I just don't want to sit here forever doing it. So I'm just making sure, and then I'm going to look and make sure that I don't see any more, which I don't. Really? Okay. Now I did learn something last time when I did this, and that was when I tried to put it on and just put a little bit of glue, like right there, it didn't work well. It worked better to fill this entire inside with the hot glue and then stick this on top of it. And I also learned it's not going to be totally perfectly centered either. Just looking to see if that's alcohol or just. Hi, Julie. Oh, well, thank you for coming on in. We are not far from 2K, which we are trying very hard to succeed to. We are making these because we're going out of town, and I'm giving them to the kiddies at when we get together with family. So, all right, so you're going to take your glue gun. You're going to put this here, and you can put hashtag blessed in the chat if you like people to connect with your channel. Fill that entire base with hot glue. I tried it with just doing a little bit, and it didn't work. So fill the entire base with the hot glue, okay? And then do your best to center it on top. If you lay this totally flat, okay, and then you're just going to do your best to just center it and push down. Okay, and now you've got what looks kind of like the gumball. Okay, and then you just pick your best angle. I don't think these are totally perfect. None of us are perfect. And I got these at the Hobby Lobby for like very inexpensive. People, you can use little soda tabs. We don't drink a lot of soda, and I wanted something I could hot glue on here so that it would be something that the children wouldn't get on. Welcome, Obi. Hopefully I said your name right. Welcome on. You can put hashtag blessed in the chat if you'd like people to connect with your channel. So we're just going to put a thing of hot glue. We're going to kind of find where we want our center and just put it a little bit of hot glue in the center and put your little Christmas tree. Okay? That way these will not come off. So now we've got our little Christmas tree, right? Little sticker right there. And I just mixed up, I tried these with regular M&Ms, but the hole was too small. So I had to go to minis. So I've got mini M&Ms and I've got Jet Puffs, the little M&Ms you put for the hot chocolate. And I put them in a bowl because I figure out it'll probably take about two tablespoons, maybe, or 2 teaspoons, yeah, tablespoons. I made a little funnel out of paper, so we're just gonna put that in there. And just make sure you have a little bit of each. It doesn't have to be exact. And just, hopefully this will work. I would do it over the bowl. And then that way if you drop it, come on. Come on. You just have to, it's going to take a while to make it all come out. Otherwise, if you try to do it by hand, I think it's going to take forever. Come on. You got this. You just have to kind of, you're going to have to just finagle it. It's stuck. I have to put a couple more M&Ms because it got stuck. I see why. We're going to take a couple of the M&Ms or the marshmallows and get them in there. So that, I see what's happening. It's getting caught on the paper inside. Okay, so you need to do, and see, that's roughly about 1 tablespoon in there. But, okay. What's happening is, when you do this, do not roll the paper more than once because it is getting stuck in the rolls inside. And it's not making it getting stuck. So, okay. So, that's why I brought extra paper. Because I knew we may need to make a couple funnels. Know how to program that on my okay, so we're gonna have to make one, but when you make it, you're gonna have to figure out how to kind of make a mini funnel, but not have it. Okay, so we're gonna make a mini funnel, or try to, because you've got to make sure that it's getting stuck inside the thing, and that's the problem. So we're gonna have to make like a mini funnel without much of a, let's see what that does, because it's getting stuck on the paper inside, but I gotta do something. Okay, so just, I would do something like that. So you gotta make sure that it's not going to, it's gonna go down there, but, and I've never done this before, so this is a total learning curve for this girl. You've got to make sure that you're going to do it so that literally when you make your funnel, there is no, you're literally making it so that there's no ability for it to get caught in any paper inside. So you're going to just make it so that it's a funnel to get them in there, but you want it to be like not much that it can get caught on. You also don't want it to get caught on the tape either. I think that'll work now. So now this will stick in here. That should work a little bit better. Okay, so that's, and I've got a lot left over. So let's see what 2 of these. Do it over the bowl, so if you lose any, you know, you're not losing. Well, this may not work as much as I would like it to. My idea of the funnel may not work like I wanted to. Oh, that'll be great. Just put it in the funnel. It's not going to work. So the funnel idea is not going to work. So let's just take roughly about that much and see what happens when I kind of put my hand over it and just, you see, that's going to work the best. Cup your hand. I've got clean hands. And just start. And it probably would be easier. I wonder if it would be. Let's try it on the next one. We're going to figure it out. But then I won't be able to necessarily measure it. So that's roughly about 2 cups or 2 tablespoons in there. So what I'm going to do is do them. I'm not going to cap them yet, because I'll see how much mixture I have left to make sure I'm going to have enough to do everything. Okay. So we'll do the basis and then we'll cap them in a minute. But I think so far they look so cute, right? So give me a second, because I'm going to be doing a short on them. I want to make sure that I have enough for the short. I'm going to take that out of it. Okay. And maybe one more for the road. Okay, so that'll be put together for the short. And I know I have 2 that I have to not do. Okay, let's take that one out and put that one out. So I won't do that. Okay, time to assemble line. Like I said before, I've got my hair dryer because I put some alcohol in these, rubbing alcohol. I just put alcohol in them and I just took my finger and shook them up. But I just want to make sure that they're totally dry. So I'm using the cooling setting on my dryer, my hair dryer, just to make sure that there's no moisture left in them. I let them dry for several hours. But I also want to make sure that we're not no moisture left. Hi, Fuzzy. Yeah, just cup your hand to get the funnel. I thought the funnel would be easy. It's not. It's not going to be. And because they're plastic, I wouldn't use too much of the heat setting. I'm going to use this little section. And you could get, which I did not bring, you could get a hair, little Q-tips and just put them in there, which I may have to do yet. To make sure that they're dry. I can't tell whether they're bubbles or whether they're rubbing alcohol. But we go to his We go to his aunt's house, and there's a bunch of kids. And so I thought this would be fun to give them for Christmas. If you're going to give them to anybody under 3, there is a little bit, it says on the package, there's a choking hazard because of these things. So make sure you're handing them directly to the parents if you're giving it to a small child, because you don't want to have that as an issue. But you can see if they're dry or not. But I figured this was going to be easier than trying to, can't tell whether that's moisture. I think it's a bubble in the plastic. It should be drying and it's not. It feels dry inside, huh? Most of these dried pretty quickly. Looks pretty dry to me. I think those are just, they're not going away. That looks dry. So again, just take your glue gun. It'll come off. Just fill the bottom of the base. I tried this by just putting a little dab of glue, and it needed that entire bottom base to really make sure it wasn't going to go anywhere. So just fill that little section. Take your ornament, stick it on. And just center it as best you can. Find the center of your thing. And just put a little dab of hot glue. Your sticker. I wanted a sticker because I didn't want anything to be able to come off. You can use a bottle top, but again, it's not like we're not people that drink a lot of soda. So I was like, well, that's not going to work. If you get anything on the extra, it'll come off once it dries. Trying to get that tray to uncrooked itself. There we go. I tried to find other stickers and I just didn't have much luck, which I was surprised. They were either too big or stuff. They just didn't have a lot of choices. But I thought these Christmas trees were cute. So once it dries, if you get a little extra, you could even take a little bit of glitter glue and put it around the base of it. You can take a ribbon. You can do more than I'm doing. Just taking a little bit of that glue that got off of there out. Hi, Gemini. And again, you don't want the glue in there. So take a tablespoon of the mixture, put it in your hand, and then the best way is, I found, is just to cup it. You know, I was going to do something before we did this, and I totally forgot to do that. That was to fill these before I put them on the thing, right? Remind me on the next one, guys. So I may not do them all tonight because it's going to take a while. I mean, you could do this while you're sitting and watching Christmas movies. That's 1, 2. And I'm not going to get 2 because they're falling down. I think if we fill them before we put them on here, it'll be easier. For sure, because it'll be easier to hold it. Get in there, come on. Okay, so it's roughly about 2 cups. But like I said, I'm gonna fill all of them, and then if I need to go back and do any more, I can. Let's try this before I did it. Told you all to remind me. Most of them are dry for the most part. I'm actually seeing alcohol evaporate. Like I said, I clean these with alcohol before this afternoon. You could probably do them overnight. I just was exhausted yesterday. So I'm just making sure to run the hair dryer through and make sure that there's not an issue with, that there's nothing left. So we've been filling them after I put them on. I'm going to try to fill them before and see if that doesn't work easier. Yes, it is actually easier to do that. But still, it's going to take longer than I thought. I thought the funnel would be, but yeah, this is it. Just put the funnel in and go, it would go lickety split. No, that would not be my luck. So you're just, you know, this is going to be a project. It's going to take some time. Fill them up. A lot longer than I thought it was going to take, but still. You cup your hand or put them in one by one. And if you had several people doing this, it wouldn't take so long. I may have to show you all how to do them and then do the rest off camera and have my mom help me. Otherwise, I may be here till next Christmas. But if you had several people to sit down and do this, then you would be fine. But it is easier to fill them without putting them on there first. I don't know which way to do it to ensure that it would actually go. I thought the funnel would work, but it's not going to. And I'm not even catching every one. I'm just trying to get it in. And the problem is, if I don't measure it out to some degree, I'm not gonna know how much is in each one. Because, I mean, if you do that, you may get a couple in that way, but you won't have an idea of how much you're putting in each one either. So, glue. Just fill your base. And stick it on. Like I said, I'm going through this to find out how many I need, how much a mixture I have in order to maybe add some more to each one. And now I'm putting these cute little Christmas trees. Just find your kind of the place you want your center to be. And then I'm going to use the hairdryer to glue. And just a little dabble will do. Put your Christmas tree on. Right? They don't need to be perfect. And they're not going to be. Got 3 done. 3, and I've got 37 more to do. That's a really good idea. I wonder if it would work. Mom, could you do me a favor?
Sure.
Go in that cabinet in there.
Which cabinet?
The pantry.
Yes.
And get one of those cups, one of those solo cups, and wash them out real quick. And then dry them real good. And I'm going to try your idea. Why am I taking another one out?
Does it mean like these green cups?
Let me see. Which one?
Just a minute. Doesn't want to come out sure about this.
Yeah, just wash it out real good and dry it real good. And hand it to me. I don't want to use one of these cups because then I would waste one and I wouldn't have enough. But we can use the solo cups and see if that would work. But that's a great idea. She's going to wash it out just to make sure that there's nothing in there. All right. Just... got a glue strand. You know, if I could figure out how to not have glue strands on anything, I'd make $1 million. Just have to use, just gonna dry it for me. Trying to get the glue strands off the ornament, but I don't want the glue to dry. It's better if you hold it from the tip and then put it down. I think it goes on straighter. At least I think. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see if it works. Don't want to put our Christmas tree upside down. Here we go. Okay. This works, and that's the thing. And I'm just going to take the hairdryer, and just because we're dealing with stuff, I want to make sure that we're dry. One side. Right. Let's see if this will work, because that'll solve the problem. Whoops. Well, see if it'll work. I may have cut it too big, but we'll see. Let's see. whether it's gonna work for the thing. So I don't want to make it too big, because then it'll defeat the purpose. The funnel did not work at all. I don't want any plastic pieces in there either. Let's just make sure that and I'm gonna see if I'm, because I don't want any plastic to go in there either. Just making sure that we're not gonna, yeah, I don't know about that. I know we have funnels, but we don't have that tiny of a funnel. I'm kind of concerned about the fact.
It's too tiny.
Let me try that. I'm not, that's a great idea, but I don't want plastic to wind up in there. Okay, just, wait, hold it. Ah, hallelujah.
I don't know if those things will go through here.
We will see, but that's a heck of a, you need a tiny funnel. I didn't know we had one. See, Mama, she knows best. So when you have your tiny funnel after you've been through, possibly, okay, well, if they don't get stuck in, the candy is not gonna go through there. No, it's not.
Try this one and see if it goes over the, sometimes it can go over the thing.
Yep, that's gonna be the ticket. Take that one back. That's gonna be the ticket, I think. Yay! Thank you. So if you can get a big enough funnel and just put it over it. Mom had a great idea. Get in there.
It's not like a woodpecker.
Well, I am. I will be a woodpecker. So there's Mocha. You know, another thing. Here's the thing. When you're putting them in, we're figuring this out together. I just dropped a marshmallow, Mom. You can pick that up before you let her. Just drop it in little bit by little bit, because that way it won't get jammed. So, heck of a lot faster. I will not be here until next Christmas. So. Oops, I just dropped an M&M too. You may want to pick that up before you get her out. All right, much better. Or not let her out till I finish the project. I just don't want her to ingest chocolate. Much better. Yeah. So much easier. Like I said, I clean these things out with rubbing alcohol just to make sure that there wasn't anything in there that shouldn't be. And so I'm just making sure that there's no rubbing alcohol still left in there. I did them this afternoon. They look pretty dry. Just swished them around and dumped. But I'm just doing the hairdryer just to make sure that there is no leftover wetness in there before I put anything in. Now we can start moving and grooving. But when you're putting them in and you've got the funnel about the same size as the hole, you probably could find a funnel that's just a little bit bigger than the hole, and then you could just put it on in. But if you put in, there's a marshmallow and then there's a
Oh, I can't get to that.
okay.
It's under there, and she's gonna have her dinner.
Come on. There we go. Just, if you put them in slowly, there's not a jam. There's not an M&M traffic jam. But this certainly goes by a lot faster Mama's way. See, Mamas always know best. Just, you drop them in a little bit, then there's, every once in a while there's a little traffic jam, but and we can just breeze right through, right? A milk chocolate. Yep. So I'm doing the whole thing as a precautionary measure. Anyway, thank God they're plastic. That went right out of my hands. Just making sure. A little. You just want to make sure that there's no alcohol. But looks like it's pretty dry. Hold it up to the light. Just making sure we're not carrying any of that with us. But if I don't do them tonight, we're actually leaving Wednesday instead of Thursday. So I will be packing tomorrow and Tuesday. And I'm going to put the things in the freezer, see if it makes the wax come off. So if it does, then we'll do our little project tomorrow. If not, then I will just, I have to finish the candles for my mother-in-law and sister-in-laws. That I have to do tomorrow. But if I can get the wax off, then we may do that project. If not, I'm just going to, I thought I'm going to take the candles, I will do the project, and then, you know, just put them away till next year, and then that could be a gift that I could already give. You know, they already have a gift, so if I don't get it done, then I'll wait till, try one and see if it work, and then if not, I'm just gonna wait till next year, and we can do one, because I'll want to keep one, and then I'll keep the candles in my craft stash and pull them out next year and give them then. So it's not going to be a waste. You didn't see that. I snuck it. One drop, zero, right? Good enough. By the way, they're good. I had to taste test them at some point, right? Just kind of keep your hands over them. Come on. So you can kind of guide the funnel. If I'm trying not to put them in too fast, but every once in a while they come off the thing a little faster than I want. It's that one. You can also sit and do this to it. I don't want to sit that long and do it. So. So you can't tell if that's a ding in it. You can hold it up to the light and see, like, really good whether or not you see any more or what. Have a good evening, Katie. Thank you. That one is pretty good. So you need lots of patience to do this and a glue gun, and you should be good to go. But if you got patience and a little bit of time, you can make a really inexpensive little gift. I mean, these were on sale for 50% off at Hobby Lobby. These stickers cost me like 75 cents. And the M&Ms and stuff were the M&Ms and so forth were the most expensive. But that's why I got the marshmallows, to kind of equal out, so that, you know, I wasn't using too much of the M&Ms. That's why I got the marshmallows, and I thought it would be fun just to be like little snowflakes in there. Every once in a while I stir this up. I think we'll have enough without having to go get more. That's why I'm doing them, because if I can't put any more in, then I'm not going to. It's not really that complicated. You can do this. It's stuck. It's not moving. It's being a stubborn little one. So if you're not sure you're going to have enough, put a little bit less in, just to make sure that you're going to have enough. I'm not going to be put in. I want to make sure I have enough. I will use all of it and fill them up. And I will get the one off the floor that just went flying. So usually if you take the hair dryer, if the alcohol just absorbs, if there's any alcohol left, it dissipates really quick. And you could actually see it dissipating. And that's kind of why I did the water versus the alcohol versus the water and the soap, because I was like, if you use soap, you may get them all cleaned out, but you may not. Just take your little thing and just you can look up, make sure. So, once the alcohol is dissipated, it's safe. So it's just cleaning them out, because I'm sure that they're fine. You probably don't even need to do that step. It's just, I thought, let's just make sure. There's no dirt, dust, or anything in there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ones. And you could fill them up and then put them on there. But it does make it easier once you have the funnel to actually be able to, it holds the thing up to be able to put the funnel on. Well, I guess it's another taste test. We had a very nice evening last night. I was in bed, and that was last night. Yeah, I was in bed by 10 o'clock last night. I was just exhausted. I need to listen to my body, because I didn't want to get sick for the trip we were going on. Because as long as his aunt has this event has Thanksgiving at her house as long as Grandma's still here. So we are making sure that we can be there. 8. And I'm doing extra because I'll take some to his father's side of the family party. And then if there's any left, I'll bring them home and give them away as gifts. Or we're not cleaning them out. I've cleaned them out. I'm just making sure that all the alcohol, rubbing alcohol I put in is dry before I put the candy inside. I just did that to make sure that they were all clean. I'm making little like gumball machines.
Do I get one?
No, you're not a kid. No, you act like one.
I am too a kid.
Well, there's enough. Maybe.
I'm somebody's kid.
Yes, you are. If they're getting stuck, I'm just not wasting my time trying to unstick them. I'm just putting them back in the thing. If they're not, I'm just not spending my time. If they go down, that's fine. But if they're gonna play difficulty, we're not. I don't have time for that. I gotta make room. Got to make room for them. Okay, we've got 9, I think. 9 little gumballs. Hi, Alfonso. Try. Does it sound like a train whistle, Alfonso? Hi, Joy. Put hashtag blessed in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. I clean these out inside with rubbing alcohol, so I'm just making sure that they're really dry. We're just using mini ornaments, the little shot glasses from Dollar Tree, and stickers. And some M&Ms and those little Jet Puff mini ones that you put in your hot chocolate. That's it. And we're making really cute little gumball things because there's kids. And so, but if you're going to be doing this, you need to, and you have a child that's under the age of 3, because of these things that go on top, you need to give them to a parent just to make sure that they're going to be safe. You know, they can be a choking hazard, so you just want to make sure that when you hand it to a parent, you know, not the child directly, and let the parent control it. And then we'll put a little string on it, and then that way they can put it on the tree. And they could fill it with, you know, little mini cotton balls or something, or the little snow from Dollar Tree afterwards, Then they can have it. You know, once they get done with the candy inside. And you could put a ribbon around it. You could do a bunch of stuff. Eat as much candy as possible. Thank God for the funnel. We'd still be at number, I don't know how many. Mother's no dust. Trying not to drop them. Trying. Those were the mini marshmallows. If they're getting stuck, I'm not sitting here trying to bang it. I'm just putting it back, and I don't want them to fall on the floor because I don't want Mocha to get them. Well, I got some snacks. I want to use the ones on the table. But they're not going to go to waste. I picked those up at Hobby Lobby. You can get them on Amazon too. I'm going to do a short on it, so. And if you guys haven't checked it out, we were able to do I could guess. What you could do, and I don't have an extra container, but you could put an extra container down when you're doing it. That way, if stuff drops, you can just put it right back in there. I didn't think of that. But you could. I just don't have an extra container handy right now. But you could do that, and then that way, if any of them drop, you won't lose any if you're trying to make sure you have enough to fill them all. It's just a glue. They look like alcohol. But glue strings, I wish I knew how to totally get rid of them, because everybody ready for Thanksgiving? I have to make a pumpkin cake too, because I take that with us. And then because my son-in-law is coming and my daughter, he can't have any kind of milk stuff. He's allergic to all the milk products and butter and all that kind of stuff. So, but he can, I make these peanut butter cookies. They're on the channel. They're called JJ cookies. And they don't have any dairy product in it. So I'm going to make those too to take with us so that he's got something to eat for dessert that he doesn't have to worry about having an upset tummy for. So I'll be making those too. Mom will probably have to help me. Almost done with this section. Open this section. And then we fill these. I will show you. What time is it? 9 o'clock. So we'll be on a little bit longer. I may not stay to do all of them tonight. That's okay. But I will do majority of them. But I don't want to close them up because I have to finish them all. Because then I don't know if I have extra candy. So get rid of this. Yep. I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to somebody else's house. They're taking care of the turkey. To worry about defrosting anything. Just have to bake my pumpkin cake. And I'll make some peanut butter cookies. Make sure she looks at her front door for the pillow. They're not going down. I'm not taking the time to jiggle. Which I'd like to get done. So if you had 2 funnels and 2 people and you were doing a bunch of these, you could get through pretty quickly. Okay, that one done. Push this chair over here. Paper funnels are not an option, and that way I don't have to bend down. It's not doing my back punch of wood. Sorry to tell my mom something. Do, 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 do. Frosty had a whatever. Steve Snowman. I'm putting roughly about 2 things in. I'm also doing a little bit of making sure I have enough. When you're hearing the whistling, you know it's getting air in there. Just do that, just shake it too, and you've got your bases covered. You could do these and then fill them, which I may start doing in a minute. And that way I would get done with that process early, which may be what we start doing in a minute. Now that we got the filling process down, I'm gonna start just assembling them, and then we can fill them. Where there's a will, there's a way. Which I don't think I can dry them with hot glue gun. Most of them are dry. This is just kind of a precautionary measure, just to make sure that we're not having any issues with that they're totally dry. We're just taking a little bit of extra precaution. Oops. Oops. Let's get that out of the glue gun path. I'm starting to assemble them so that we can get the assembling done a couple at a time before I fill them. So you could assemble them one day and then fill them the next. There's a little bit of glue on here. This tree got tilted on me. Ew, well. It's thought that counts, right? One of my nemesis. I don't like them. So we have. We're not done with the 20 yet. Of course, I've got one over here sitting. Probably be easier if my glue gun was on the other side, but the cord will not reach that long. It's a cordless glue gun, but the extension cord I have to keep it on would not extend that far. And these are opportunities, like I'm doing something like this for you guys to come in and chat and be able to connect with other people on other channels. This is a great opportunity to be able to do stuff like that so you guys can make other new contacts. Because that's how you're going to continue to grow your channel, by doing stuff like that and growing. And so this is an opportunity, is like, I'm sitting here having to do it anyway, so I thought I'd go live so you guys can come in and have those connections happen, and I get what I need to get done. You guys get to watch, get a great gift idea, and also connect with people so that you're being able to connect and grow. I was hoping to get channel shout out scheduled today, and it just didn't happen. But I'm planning to get up tomorrow and work on the computer, not crochet. How many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 more left. So. What would you do if one of us were to break? You can try. I'm telling you, I really wish I had the ability to do what. Hold on a second. I really wish I had that, back in the day where Samantha could twinkle her nose and go any place, or Jeannie. I could go to Indiana and then come back to my own bed at night and then go like that and be back. Oh, it'd be so much better. I don't mind the drive. It's always kind of like you love going away, but you also like your own house and your own bed. And so, and their house is wonderful. I'm so grateful that they're opening their home. And we love his aunt and uncle and his family. They're just wonderful people. But it's like you want your own house and your own stuff. And wouldn't it? I don't think we've come up with the technology yet, but it'd be awful nice if we could just not have to do it. Like I said, his aunt and uncle are awesome people. Love it. Their house is beautiful. I'm so grateful they opened their home. We don't have to get a hotel because we couldn't afford to do it. And we've done it every year for us for the past couple of years. If we didn't have to stay for his, because we go to his aunt and uncle's, and we have his mom's side of the Christmas, and then his father's side of the family, that's on Saturday night. So when we were in Indiana or Cincinnati, if we wanted to go home, it was only an hour and a half. Sometimes we did, but we could get back to Columbus pretty easily. But doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to drive 4.5 hours and get there and then, you know, come home the next day to go. And, you know, Josh is, and he's only had like, he just connected. When we moved up to Cincinnati is when he connected with his father's side of the family and his father. So it's kind of like, you know, for him to go to that event is nice because then he sees his dad and his family. And so it's nice. And they have a wonderful, they have ham and turkey and delicious Thanksgiving meal. And so they rent out like a space and they have it every year. So we just stay. And his aunt said to us, she said, you know, I'll do this because his mother's side of the family, there's probably about 50 or 40 people that show up for this every year. And she said, I'm doing this and having this in my house as long as Grandma's here. And then when Grandma's no longer here, she's just going to do it for her family. So what we'll end up doing is probably either maybe like going every other year to the Lawson Christmas, or we'll go to his aunt's house on Friday. Go to his aunt's house on Friday, and then we'll stay through until Monday. And that way, we could go to his aunt, his father's side of the family on Saturday, and then we could go and meet. We could go to Cincinnati and meet my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law and my nieces and nephews on Sunday. We'll go out to dinner someplace for Thanksgiving. And then we'll just drive back to Indiana and stay and then leave the next day. So that way we could see everybody and still have all that, but then we can let them have their family Thanksgiving. I'm doing it again. Family Thanksgiving, you know, to themselves without us being in the way. And that'll be, you know, that'll kind of be, if it's still okay with them. If they're doing stuff and stuff, then we won't do that. But if they're okay with it, then that's what we'll do. But we're grateful Grandma's still with us. She's 96 years old. And we're very grateful that she's still with us every year. We don't know how, but we know God still has her with us. So I will put the candles in the freezer. We'll see if the wax comes out. I still have to melt those other candles tomorrow. And then I keep pulling out my glue gun. Am I still alive, or is it? It's doing its thing, right? So. And this makes a lot for everything. The only reason I've got to finish them tonight is because I need to know how much I can put in each one. Because I'm not going to keep any of the extra filling. Trying to keep them away from, I could put them back in the bin for a minute. Trying to keep them away so I don't get glue strands on them, which come off pretty easily. But I'd like to not have to. You can take them down with a microfiber cloth. Probably gonna glue strands on the shirt, but what I'll do once I get them all done is I'll probably be taking a wipe to them anyway and making sure that if there's any glue stands on them, they're trying to avoid it. I gotta pick up the one that went flying off the floor. Just putting the ones that anyhow. I'm gonna go take a I wanted to go flying. Didn't get the memo. Didn't get the memo. I'm running out of room, so I'm gonna have to do something here. At least to keep these from getting glue strands that are coming off the glue. Okay. It was much faster to do it, kind of assembling them first and then. Thank God they're plastic. You want to hear that whistle? air's flowing through there. Let me see where that one went. The other one went all the way over there. I just gotta find out what happened to the one I just dropped on the floor. Glue strings. Oh. My nemesis. Nobody has invented how to get rid of hot glue strands. They're so freaking annoying. They're part of it. The benefits of being able to instant glue, right? Let me pick up find them. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second, guys. I'm trying to find out where the other thing went to, and the M&M that dropped on the floor that I don't know could get it. Found the M&M. That one I'm not eating. And then I gotta find out where that one bounced to. Oh, it's over here. Oh, I picked up the one that went over there earlier. I'm back. Hopefully I don't drop any more of them. We're on the home stretch, guys. Gotta keep hydrated. Just you don't need much glue to put these little Christmas trees on. You just need a little bit. All I have here glue and move on. So you could start an assembly line with these. Take them and just have somebody be the gluer and somebody be the dryer and somebody be the sticker and somebody be the filler, and it could be a whole family project. Literally. I'm gonna do that, and I'll put my glue gun back. That's the great thing about having a cordless glue gun is that you can take it off the heat and then put it back on. And I think I have this glue gun in, it's a Sure Bonder, I love it, in my merch store, or in the link tree. This is a great glue gun. My hair dryer is going to be covered in glue strings. I don't want that in the M&Ms. Coming down to the home stretch. 2, 4, 6, 9 more. And they seem to be getting faster as we're going on, probably because I've gotten the hang of this. I think it's easier to, if you're doing a bunch of these, go ahead and get them assembled and then fill them. Because then you can judge how much you can put in each one. Oops. Got one that was already connected. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should have. It's 8. There should be one more. And there is. I'm saving 2. The one that I did earlier on the project and the other one because I'm going to do a short on it so that I can upload that. Probably won't be tonight. I was hoping to get it up tonight. Dry and then I'll be done with it. I'm done with you now. Done with the hairdryer, and I'm going to need a new glue stick at one point. Yep. I'm getting good at it. I'm doing 2 for. I don't want the glue to dry to the point where I can't get anything on it either. I don't know why that does that. I have no idea why it does that. I can't. Don't know why. It happens. It's just like, before you know it, it's like, where did it go? I don't know where it decides to go, but it just stops. I looked up going, wait a minute. Why did it cut me off? I don't know. I was able to get on. Finally figured it out. It happened again today too. I've noticed that a lot. Like a little bit on. And if you're doing like 2 at a time and your glue kind of gets a little dry, just put some glue, more hot glue on and it'll reactivate it. Oh, Alfonso, we put her on the prayer chain today. So. Come on. And you have to put that back on every once in a while. Let's see if I can do. You think I can? Somehow I have 5 and I don't have. Oh, nope. Oh, I have 1 extra cup and not enough ones of these, so I only have 4 of these left. So we'll have to. Whatever I measure out, I've got another little baggie. I can do 1 more, but I won't do it tonight. Because somehow I thought I had enough, but apparently I don't. I counted out, I need 1 more, so whatever we have, I'm gonna have to, I've got another little baggie over here, so I'll take, I will do another one off camera. Somehow I just did, and I've got 1 little extra cup and only 4 ornaments. I've got enough ornaments, I just don't have them fixed, so I will do 1 and then stick it tomorrow. Unless I find it. I picked up the ones that rolled on the floor, so that's not it. Oh well, but I have an extra little baggie. So we'll put 3 scoops of the mixture in, and then I'll know that that's kept for the other one. That's for the one that somehow either I'll find or I don't know. I do not know what happened to it. Just needs a quick little thing, and then you shouldn't need any more glue for the rest of these. Joshua.
I'm sorry. Trying to get out of it and just played.
It's making noise over there, guys.
Sorry, I was looking at reels on Facebook.
It's okay. Okay. 1 more. Okay. Now we're gonna fill them, and then that way I'll know. All right. And then we'll do 1. I'll do 1 tomorrow. I'm not gonna do it tonight. All right. So Filling process of these begin. Now that I've got room, put them back up here. Oh, and see if it's in here, which I doubt very seriously. Oh, gumball machines. This way. Oh, is this it? Oh, I found it. It was hiding. It didn't want to get filled. I found it. But I didn't want to get filled. I wanted to hide from you. Glad I found it. So I'm like, I know I took enough out. I know I did. It was hiding. Didn't want to be found. It's like, nope, I'm not having it. Oops. I need one more little Christmas tree. Oops. There we go. Now I should be done with the glue gun. I should. Don't make any promises, but I should. Okay, now we're gonna start filling, which now at least that part's done. Gonna have to take, like, when I'm done with this, I'm gonna take like a little napkin, just go through and make sure that like I said, they're not gonna go easily. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time trying to get them to go in. Just dump and get some more. I'd have a little container underneath if I was you. And then you're gonna catch any that are gonna fall. But if it's sticking, I'm just not fighting it. They're going down pretty easily, but trying to kind of put them in slowly so they're not getting put in fast. Because fast they're gonna get stuck. Going down there smoothly, they get to stay in. Otherwise, they're getting back in the pot. I would do throughout your process, just mix them, because the M&Ms are going to, the marshmallows are going to the top. The M&Ms are going to kind of fall to the bottom because they're heavier. Of course it's going to do that, right? want to make sure I have enough to, you know, give them M&Ms. So when I'm filling more, I can go back and look and say, this person needs a little bit more M&Ms, this person needs more marshmallows, you know, and go through and do that at that point. See which one needs more of something. Telling you. Great project if you're hungry. Probably not. I just don't feel it's like the best thing to take them off the table and put them in here. Get back in there. So I'm not doing that. Just trying to make it so they go in like a little bit at a time. And if you kind of take your hand, well, and hold it over the thing, most of the time they're going in there without a problem. But if they get stuck, just put them in there and go back for more. Don't spend the time to do it. You can watch me fill gumball machines. But you have to watch because the M&Ms go to the bottom of the bowl. Marshmallows go to the top. Of course, I'm kind of getting the hang of this now. Of course, this is a lot faster than what we were trying to do before. I'm trying to keep them from falling on the floor because I don't moke it again. You may gain a couple pounds from this project.
Really?
I'm taking about 2 tablespoons per thing right now to see how many I have. I didn't fall on the table. Oops. I think I dropped another M&M on the table. Come on, come on. And I'm kind of, that one needs a little bit more. It's not quite enough. I just felt an M&M and getting it. Of course, I'm not going to find it now. Hold on a second. There it is. Don't want her getting that. They say dogs have to eat a lot of chocolate, but we're not trying it with Mocha. It's just too many little quirks about her. I really don't want to have to go to the emergency room with her tonight. It's the last thing on my mind I'd like to do. I think I'll have enough to actually put a little bit more in each one, at least. Things would stop going flying everywhere. It'd be good. I think it was a marshmallow on the floor. Like I said, I would have a container underneath this so that if things go flying, you could pick it up. It's like a marshmallow and a thing stick together and they want to be friends, but this is not an occasion where I want to spend a bunch of time with them making friendships here. I just want them to get into the thing. I think I'll have enough to at least go back and I'm trying to drop them in, but sometimes they're little ones and they get stuck. I think I probably can go back and at least put another scoop in. I'm going to finish the rest of these after we get off. I'm just going to show you how to, no, I can't. Well, what you're going to do is what I did with them. is I just took some string, took the little things, because I'm going to make a short on it. So I just cut a piece of string and just put them, whoops, there goes my string on the floor. Is you're going to go around and just tie it, and then all I did was take a green string when I put the top on, and I went ahead and I just that way, and I'm going to doubly tie it. Okay, so now it's got the double tie, and then you're just going to cut off the end, put the lid on, right? Put the lid on. Once you kind of figure out your length, put the lid on, and then that's it. And then you're going to just take a little string, okay? So now you've got that, right? And then you're going to take the little string on the top. You're going to put the lid on the top of these, and then just took a little green string on top, and then you've got it. And they come out adorable. So I'm going to finish the rest of these, take a break for a little bit. My back's getting a little sore, and then I'm going to do a short real quick about it. So y'all, thank you for joining me while I fill these. I will be on tomorrow. We'll see if we'll do that project. If not, it may just be a crochet and just chit chat and all that kind of stuff. So remember to be proud of being yourself. Everyone else has taken. Keep crocheting that connection. No crochet hook is required. I will make a short of this, but aren't those adorable with them filled? And I've got probably about 10 more to fill, but I need to stand up and walk around because I'm getting a little stiff. So I'll see y'all later. Be proud of being yourself. Everybody else is taken. Keep crocheting that connection. No crochet hook is required. And we got you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great night and happy holidays.